welcome to Bestie Talks. I'm Corey.
And I'm Chelsea.
And we're going to talk about stuff.
Yeah, talking.
This week we're just talking about kind of a free-for-all, really. You talk about stuff we watched, stuff we played, anything going on in our lives, basically. So, Chelsea, would you like to start?
Leave that in. Leave that in.
Yeah, would you like to start us off?
Okay, yeah, sure, that works. So Clint and I finally watched the Impractical Jokers movie.
There's a movie.
Yes, there's a movie.
Okay.
So we originally were going to try to go see it in theaters, but then COVID-19 happened and everything shut down.
Mm-hmm.
So then one day Clint found it on DVD at a store. I think it was Fred Meyer's. I'm not sure. So we picked it up.
Mm-hmm.
And we finally watched it this last weekend.
How was it?
And no, it was okay. I'm really glad that we didn't go to the theaters to see it because it definitely wasn't a theater-worthy movie.
I'm trying to think of what you would even do for a movie.
So what they did was they put like a small plot line around them traveling down to go to a Paula Abdul party.
Uh-huh.
But she only gave 3 tickets instead of 4, so whoever was the loser didn't get to go to the party. So they did some pranks on each other. They put a white tiger in Sal's room because he's terrified of cats.
I mean,
That was
even
funny.
if I wasn't terrified of cats, that would be scary.
Yeah, he was chained.
Still.
But so that happened. That was one of the more funnier parts. They did in the very beginning of the movie. They had it to where they were their younger versions of themselves, but really it was just them wearing wigs, which was also kind of funny. But yeah, I'm glad it wasn't in. We didn't see it in theaters because I don't think it was worthy of a theater trip. And that's saying a lot because I love those guys, and yeah.
Well, I feel like the way people watch movies has changed so much. It's like, for me, I'm only thinking of going to a theater if it's something I'm like really, really, really pumped for, and an experience I'm not going to be able to have just sitting at home. Like, it has to have the surround sound and the big screen and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like unless it's a movie like that, then I'm fine just watching it at home, either streaming it or buying it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And now that COVID's happened, we're just seeing a lot more of that. A lot of movies now that were supposed to be released in theater this year are now just going either straight to DVD or they're just doing something on a streaming service. And I wonder if that's going to kind of stay that way. Obviously, there are some movies like Disney isn't releasing Mulan on Disney Plus because they spent so much time and money and they want this to be a big theater experience. So they're waiting until theaters reopen for that one. But I kind of wonder if the smaller ones now are just going to stick to streaming services. And I mean, Netflix has kind of been doing that. I mean, Netflix doesn't bring movies to theater. So sometimes they do like the film festivals with Netflix things, but Netflix typically just buys the movie and streams it. Was there anything else you watched?
Um, just the next episode of Ray Zero, but I can't really talk about that because people are still in the process of watching it. So
I've kind of been watching a bunch of Pixar stuff. So I watched the first 2 Toy Story movies. I watched Monsters Inc. and I watched Up earlier today.
I still haven't seen Up.
Most people haven't, which is weird to me. I like it. I don't think it's the best. The opening is, I mean, obviously the opening is like one of the best.
I've watched the opening and I've sobbed my eyes out.
Yeah, so most people have at least seen the opening. And honestly, the opening's like the best part of the movie because it's like, it's just so powerful how much they can do in like 10 minutes, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just kind of been watching a lot of Pixar, and it's so funny to like go back and rewatch those things because, like, especially the first Toy Story, like it looks so bad. But I mean, it was the first basically CGI cartoon movie, and so it's just like you gotta start somewhere. But man, there are some things that are rough. Even Toy Story 2, which I was like, oh, it's gonna be significantly better, but it really isn't. But I mean, Toy Story 2 came out like what, a year or two after the first one, so. And with Toy Story 2, I believe the story is they had the movie basically finished and then lost it. I want to say the footage got stolen. And so they had to redo the entire movie.
Oh.
Basically, like right before it was supposed to go to theater.
Oh.
So that could also be part of why that movie. I mean, it's still a good movie, but like, I remember it being significantly so much better looking compared to the first one, and really they're about the same quality. And I kind of that's why. It's so funny rewatching like those things. Like even just movies with CG in general, because it's like at the time you're like, wow, this is so realistic and amazing, and then you watch it now and you're like, wow, it's so shitty looking. But
Uh-huh.
it's like at the time when you have nothing really to compare it to, it's like, yeah, it's just so weird to me how through time those things just like they haven't changed, but just like your perspective has changed as far as those things go and the quality they should be.
I specifically remember when I first watched Jaws compared to when I then watched Jaws later on in life.
Uh-huh.
Because when I first watched Jaws, it was terrifying. And then in like high school, it was
Mm-hmm.
on TV, and I'm like, oh, cool, I'll go and watch Jaws. And I laughed the entire time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I know Snakes on a Plane was supposed to be, dramatic and scary, but again, that's when I just laughed
No.
at the entire time.
No. That movie has always like I think it was supposed to be dramatic and scary, but like they advertised it. It was a comedy. The whole movie is just a fucking comedy. There's no way somebody is watching that and being like, "Oh man, this is a hardcore horror film."
We need more horror comedy in life.
We do, and I feel like there are some out there. They're just not as mainstream as Snakes on a Plane was.
I
I'm
mean,
trying
let's
to.
get rid of the rom com. Let's get rid of rom com and just replace it with horror com.
I'd be okay with that. There's a few rom coms I do enjoy, but like, yeah, I love me a good campy horror film kind of thing. Um, Recently I rewatched Arachnophobia. Have you seen that one?
I don't
You
think so.
have
It
to think.
also sounds like something Brie would never watch.
She would never watch it. But like when I was a child, that movie scared the fucking shit out of me. Like my grandma had it and I watched it, and like old school Disney by the way. And like that movie scared the shit out of me. Like I did not sleep for like weeks. If I did, I had to have like a parent sleeping with me because specifically there's a scene at the beginning of the movie where a guy is in bed and a tarantula like crawls up in the bed and bites his leg and he dies. And so as a child, I was like, well, if I sleep with somebody who's taller than me, the tarantula will bite them and I'll be good. So I was all ready to sacrifice my parents so I could live, kind of thing.
That's
But
funny because now you want a pet tarantula.
yeah, no, it's yeah. At the time, that movie scared the crap out of me. But like rewatching it now, like that movie is so hilarious. Like John Goodman, like he makes that movie so good. That's probably my favorite role of his because he's so funny in it. And like they try to make it dramatic and stuff, but it's so campy. And I don't know if that's because it I don't know if it's a Disney movie, but Disney owns, I think it's Fox or something. I'm not Paramount, one of them, but Disney owns it now, which is
Yeah.
how I got it. Because they used to have Disney rewards, and I had enough points, so I just bought the DVD with my points. But like, the movie is so campy. There's one, like the climax of the movie when he's down in the cellar with a blowtorch trying to light this spider on fire, and there's a shot like of the spider watching him, And it's so hilarious. Every time I watch it, I fucking crack up laughing. Like, there are still times that movie spooks me. Like, anytime there's a drawstring lamp, because a lady gets bit when she pulls it to turn out the light, and the spider lands on her hands and bites her, and she dies. So every time I pull like a lamp string, I always think of that scene and I cringe a little. But like, that movie's so good. I love it so much.
Oh, that's
It's
funny.
hilarious if you can watch it. It might be on Disney Plus. No, I'd be shocked if it was on Disney Plus. But it might be. I don't know.
If I watch it, it has to be with you, though.
Dude, yes, let's do it. Let's watch it right. Yeah. It's such a good movie, but yeah, it's so funny now. It's so funny now. You haven't watched Zombievers, have you?
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, okay, I didn't think so. It's like one of my favorite horror films, but it's like B movie camp horror. I don't even remember how or why I watched it. It was on Netflix. And I can't remember if it was suggested or what. But me and my sister watched it, and like tears streaming down our face laughing so much at this movie. And it's like one of our favorites. I own it, but I think it's like a region 2, so I can't actually watch it.
Aw.
But I just bought a new DVD player that plays all regions. So I'm like, yes, now I can fucking watch Zombievers. It might still be on Netflix. I don't even know. But like, it's so funny. I keep trying to get people to watch it, but everybody's like, Zombievers. I'm like, hear me out. It's good.
You know what I've been wanting to watch really bad recently?
What?
Well, there's two movies. One, going off of zombies, is Fido.
Is what?
Fido.
I don't think I know what that is.
Oh my god, it's such a good zombie movie.
I don't really
It's
watch zombie movies though, so.
it's kind of a comedy to where people have pet zombies. And this dad, he really doesn't want to get a pet zombie, but then they do, and they name it Fido. And there's a guy next door that has a pet zombie that he sleeps with named Tammy.
I've
Uh,
never heard of this movie.
I need to find the movie and have you watch it. It's so good. You'll probably hate it, but I love that movie.
A 2006 Canadian zombie comedy. Okay then.
So that
Yeah, I've
movie
never heard of it.
and Orgasmo,
Yeah, I still haven't seen that one.
I need to get both those movies and have you watch them.
We'll just have like a zombie movie weirdness marathon or something.
Orgasmo isn't zombie at all.
I know, but it's weird from what I understand.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Let's go with that. Weird. Also, never let Bree watch it. Ever.
With a name like that, she would never watch it with me. So while Brie was here, we watched iRobot. That movie, despite coming out in 2003 or whatever, 2004, I think, it doesn't look that bad.
No, it's really good.
I was thinking it was going to look a lot worse. Like, I was a little distracted by how young Will Smith looks in it, but like, other than that, like, I mean, obviously there's some CG effects with mostly the skyscraper stuff that looks kind of shitty, but like the robots themselves actually look really good still.
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised. That I don't like the weird computer camera work they do a lot. The like dizzying effects they do.
That's another thing that we should do, Corey, is have a Will Smith marathon.
Dude, yes, I'd be down. I love me some Will Smith.
Especially Wild Wild West. That's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, I still haven't seen that one, and I know you want me to watch it.
Just the sheer jokes of the banter of them going back and forth.
I know.
It's perfection is what it is. But nobody knows what that movie is.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like a lot of people know about it. They just haven't seen it.
Yeah, but nobody's watched it. And I'm just like, what the hell is your guys' problems? It is such a good movie.
It was weird 90s movie. It's funny because, like, I was thinking, we might have talked about this. I can't remember who I talked about this recently, but, like, Will Smith, I really like Will Smith. I really like his drama movies. Really hasn't been in much. I was like, yeah, I definitely prefer his drama movies. And I was trying to name them all, and I'm like, 7 Pounds, Pursuit of Happiness, That's kind of it. I guess you could say like I Am Legend is kind of dramatic and stuff,
Yeah,
but like
dramatic.
for some reason I was thinking he was in so much more because it's like it's Will Smith, but his filmography really isn't that big. It's like 20 movies. I don't know. I always feel like he's in so much stuff, but he really isn't.
He's not. It's just how long Fresh Prince went.
Yeah, and I never really watched Fresh Prince, but I guess it was because like yeah, he was Fresh Prince, he had his rapping career, and then he had movies. So it was like I heard his name a lot, just like growing up and stuff. So I just assumed he was in so many things, and it's like he wasn't really.
So I just reminded of one of the albums of his that I bought.
Will Smith album.
It was the one that came out for the Millennium.
Oh, I couldn't tell you.
In one of the songs, he says, "We're gonna party like it's 1999. Hold up, it is." And every time I think about that, I just die laughing.
I'm sure if I heard the song, I would know. The only songs of him I know are Wild Wild West and Getting Jiggy with It. So, oh, I guess he did a song for Men in Black too, didn't he?
I think so, but I don't really remember Men in Black 2.
I mean, Men in Black also.
Probably.
I'm like he probably did because he was still kind of rapping at the time that movie came out. But yeah, I think I've only actually seen all of Men in Black like once. And it
Really?
was a long time ago. Yeah, those movies don't really interest me that much. I think I like the second one a little better because, or I used to anyway. I used to like the second one a little better because he was like the cool agent by that point.
Yeah.
But like the other day, I was watching something that was like iconic movie scenes, and it was the one where he was doing the not audition, but the whatever it's called. Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting the word. Like the interview, I guess. I'm not sure. But when he's doing like the little exam and then he shoots the girl and stuff like that, and I was like, this is a funny scene. I'd probably watch this movie at some point again. Like if it's on TV, I'll usually just like have it on in the background. But it's usually like the last half. Like I couldn't tell you what happens in the first half at all.
I have an idea just came to mind. What if they used the two agents from Men in Black for the agents in the Avengers movies?
Oh, that'd be interesting. I would probably actually watch the Avengers movies. That'd be funny.
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
Even just as like a little cameo would be hilarious to me.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
They were supposed to do a Men in Black 21 Jump Street crossover a couple years back when they were doing the 21 Jump Street revival, but they didn't do it, and I was so for it.
Aww.
I was so for it. But yeah, they didn't do it. And then they did the Men in Black like remake, which flopped pretty hard.
Uh-huh.
I didn't see it, but I saw plenty of things about it. It looked bad. It looked bad.
Yeah, I was excited for it, and then I saw all those reviews, and I was like, no, let's not waste my life.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even remember anything about the third Men in Black, but pretty sure it was pretty bad.
Most third movies in a... What's the word I'm trying to say? Most third sequels, I guess? Second sequel? What would you call that? It's not a... Well, it is a sequel, but...
I mean, it's part of the trilogy. The last one of the trilogy.
Most movies of the last one of the trilogy are kind of terrible. The only exception that I've seen is is episode 3 of Star Wars.
Really?
Because that's my favorite Star Wars movie.
I really liked. I feel like there's a couple because there's like How to Train Your Dragon. I really like the third one.
I never saw the third one.
Oh, you didn't?
Mm-mm.
Well, there's why. I don't know if I would call it the best one of the series, but I really like the third one. I think it's good. I would even say of the Star Wars sequel trilogy, I like the third one.
Still haven't seen that either.
Well, see, there's your problem.
Well, I guess technically the third Little Mermaid movie was decent, but that was technically a prequel.
Oh, no,
I
no,
said
no,
decent. Decent. It's
no.
better than the second movie. The second movie was shit.
I would rather watch the second movie than the third one. The third one was just footloose. And it completely undermines the TV series, which I was a huge fan of.
That's fair.
So I was like, no, this is all wrong. And like, Sebastian is insanely out of character.
Yeah.
So is Flounder, but like Sebastian's the one that really bugs me. Yeah, I'm like, Shrek third sucked. Sucked. Final Destination 3 is good, but it's not a trilogy. There's others.
It's not a trilogy.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what other. If you want to count the Glass series, I thought. Or Glass, the Unbreakable series. I thought Glass was really good.
Don't know what that is.
Really? M. Night Shyamalan? Unbreakable, Split, and Glass? But that one's a really good series. But I guess some people would say the third one's the weakest, which I don't know if I would agree with that. I don't know anything about Lord of the Rings, so I couldn't tell you anything about that one.
Yeah, me either.
I remember liking the third one. I never actually watched it. My dad was marathoning them in the background when I was little when the third one came out, so it's like they were kind of there. And I think my favorite scenes were in the third one, but I couldn't tell you what happened or anything that happened in any of them.
I just discovered a problem, Corey.
What?
I typically don't watch the third movie of anything, because I remember how long it took me to watch Prisoner of Azkaban. It took me years to watch that movie.
See, and I like that one too. What about Toy Story? Did you watch Toy Story 3?
No.
That's the best one. I cried so much. I still cry so much.
Aw, you actually have human emotions?
Hey, I cry a lot for movies, okay? Bree and Tenna are the ones that never cry. Tenna won't watch a movie if it will remotely make her sad.
So, Dear Zachary, she'll watch that?
She's never seen it.
What?
You're the only one of my friends that has seen it.
I thought you forced them to see it.
No, every year for my birthday, I ask them to watch it with me, and they never will.
Because it's so fucking sad.
I think Bree would like it, or like quote unquote like it, because she's into true crime stuff. So I think that she would enjoy it. But no, she would cry like a fucking baby. Tenna, I feel like Tenna wouldn't really be that interested in it.
Okay, so then we need to, next time Bree is over, we need to get together and watch Dear Zachary so I can watch her cry.
Yeah, fuck man. Dear Zachary me. It's literally like the first 10 minutes I start crying. Or like I tear up. And like as the movie goes, there's like certain points where I just cry more and more and more. And by the end, I'm just like a sobbing, blubbering mess.
I don't remember what my reaction was, but you were probably watching me the entire time, so.
Yeah. I know I had a blanket specifically with me because I was trying not to just sob for most of the movie. I would love to talk about that on here, but it's one of those ones that like I don't like to talk about because I just want people to watch it.
Yeah.
It's really hard to like, yeah, I just want people to watch it. I don't want to talk about it. Like I do, but I don't.
I feel.
Because it's like how that movie was introduced to me was, I can't even remember which class it was, but I was in college and we were just talking about like what we did over the weekend. One of the kids was like, I watched this movie, Dear Zachary, and the ending was so shocking I like had to turn it off for a bit and come back to it. And I was like, I'm like, challenge accepted, I'm gonna watch this movie. So I went home and it was on Netflix, which I believe it is still on Netflix. It comes and goes, but I believe it is still on Netflix for anybody who was interested. So I went home that night and I turned it on just kind of in the background like I usually do. I think I was like playing on my phone and stuff and it was just on and I was like, okay, I kind of know where this is going, like whatever. And then like, again, I don't want to talk about it, but the scene happened.
Uh-huh.
And my heart
the bomb drops.
Yeah, and my heart just stopped. And I remember like the breath left my like lungs and I was just like, holy fuck. So then I was like, okay, what the hell? So then it was like my attention was like on this thing. I finished it. I was a sobbing mess, and I immediately started it over because I was like, okay, I need to actually watch this movie now. And then I called my sister and I was like, you need to watch this movie right now. So she ended up watching it and basically had the same reaction where she like immediately called me afterwards and was like, why would you do this? And yeah. And then after that, I made it like my mission to make people watch this movie. It's hard to talk about that movie because I don't want to spoil things.
Exactly.
But yeah, I made my mom watch it. She's still pissed about that. She hates that I made her watch that movie.
Don't you own it?
What?
You own it?
I do.
Do you have a physical copy?
I do.
Okay, so next time I go down to visit my mom, you need to let me borrow it so I can make her watch it.
You could actually keep my copy if you wanted it because I'm going to buy the Blu-ray. They just came out with the Blu-ray and it's the 15-year anniversary or edition or something like that. That sounds about right.
Does it have any more features?
Yeah, it has some bonus features that are like the aftermath kind of thing, which is why I want it.
Ooh.
So I haven't gotten it yet because it is still kind of spendy, but it's on my list. So I'm going to get that. And so I was either going to give my copy to either my sister or if you want it, you can definitely have it.
Yeah, I'd definitely take that off of you.
Yeah, so good. So good.
I'll never watch it again by myself, but yeah, I'll take it off.
I watch it. I guess I can talk about this part just because, like, at the end when it talks about the grandparents,
yeah,
and just the whole theme of the movie is just like you never understand the impact you have on other people's lives. So whenever I'm feeling kind of like depressed or something, I kind of watch that, and it actually sort of cheers me up a little because it's like, yeah, I do matter, even if I don't understand it, kind of thing. So,
I see. That's good. I'm sure that the creator of it would be happy to hear that.
yeah, I've actually emailed him before.
Did you get a response?
I did.
Really?
I did. Yeah, I think I just found it on the website, but I just emailed him being like, "Hey, thank you for making this thing. Like, it's really made an impact in my life. I feel like I'm connected to this family in some way just because you did it so well." And I just kind of rambled forever like I do. But yeah, he emailed me back. I think I still have the email actually, but he just like emailed me back saying like, "Oh, thank you so much. I'm sure they'll be glad to hear that," because he was gonna like pass the message on to David and Kate and everything. And he's a really good filmmaker. He did Bat Kid Begins, I believe is the one. It's the one about the boy who had like cancer, so for the Make-A-Wish he wanted to be Batman. And so San Francisco basically turned into Gotham. I don't know if you heard about that.
No. Mm-mm.
Oh, it was a pretty big thing. I think in 2012 or something like that. But yeah, it was a whole big thing, and so he did a documentary following that story. It's a really cute movie. I think that one might still be on Netflix also. Maybe not. I can't remember, but yeah, that one's really sweet. Kid's okay now. He went into remission or whatever, and he's doing good. Last I checked, anyway. But yeah, that's a really cute one. I really like that one.
That's good.
Also very well made.
Did you do anything else recently?
Did I do anything else recently? My nephew turned a year old. That was
Woo!
Yep.
What all did you guys do?
So weird. We mostly just kind of hung out because I mean COVID, but yeah, we did some VR stuff. My sister did not appreciate Five Nights at Freddy's, which was hilarious. But we did that. We did some Beat Saber. Just kind of hung out, saw the family. It's like not really drama, but it was just like we were like my sister made it very clear like no uninvited guests show up, and like my mom still brought like all the other grandkids. So my sister was like kind of annoyed about that, but like I don't know. I thought the day went really well, but I know my sister was stressed about it here and there. But yeah, it was good. We did the cake smash, Aiden destroyed that cake.
I saw those pictures.
Yeah, I was like, because normally he's not like that messy of a kid or anything. He likes to do the drumming thing. So I'm like, he's just gonna kind of like drum this cake a bit and then be over it. Especially since like we had just got done eating dinner, so he ate like a crap ton of watermelon, which apparently he loves watermelon. So I was like, he's gonna be full. He's not gonna be interested. He's gonna want to just sleep. But no, the kid like he took a few bites and he just kept like looking around like, is this okay? And when like nobody stopped him, he finally started getting into it and he wrecked it. He wrecked that cake. And like that cake was a decent size too, and everybody's like, it's so big for him. I'm like, no, that thing was like mostly gone.
Wow.
Yeah, it was great. It was really good. So yeah,
Did
overall it was nice.
have you ever been told what happened when on your first birthday?
I used to have a video of it, but like it wasn't that exciting.
There's a picture that I and my mom have of me with chocolate frosting on my face.
Uh-huh.
But then she told me I wouldn't touch that cake. They had to smear the chocolate frosting on my face
That's
themselves.
funny. Yeah, I'm trying to remember my first birthday. I had the rabbit cake. I can picture it perfectly. I think yeah, I was very daintily eating it. I didn't really destroy it or anything. So I guess we'll talk a little bit about video game stuff. Do you want to start, or do you want me to kind of mention?
I have a few. Do you just have one?
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about the Animal
Okay.
Crossing updates that have happened for anybody who doesn't really know or play the game much anymore right now.
So I'll go first then, because I played two.
Okay.
The first one I finally finished Seven Scarlet. It is an Otome game. You, the MC that you play as, she has a brother that disappeared a year ago, and so she goes to this crescent-shaped town in order to try to find out what happened to him, because that's where he was last seen a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes into this long thing. It's a mystery. People end up dead, and there's multiple endings. So there's multiple people that you could romance or choose not to romance, and there's many different ways that you can die. I've experienced every single ending, so I know how you die every single time. So I have that going for me. Um, and But at the end, once you clear all those, there is a bonus story and a bonus guy that you can go romance.
Mm-hmm.
And it wrecked me, Corey.
Really? Why?
I was sobbing. Because that last story, you
Uh-huh.
don't play as the MC, you start out playing as him. So every little piece of the puzzle starts connecting,
Hmm.
and you're just like, no, no, why? No, this can't be happening. This is not what's happening. It wrecked me. It's really good. If you can get your hands on it, do so. It's going to take a long time to play through all the routes. Definitely look up a guide. The first time you play, though, I really recommend just playing it blind.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I did, and I got the tragic love ending, and that also wrecked me. Why did I get the tragic love ending first? My
Hmm.
love interest tackled somebody off of a cliff and died.
Wow.
Yeah, that kind of game. so
That's wow. That's intense.
so that's a high recommendation. The only thing I didn't really like about Seven Scarlet was one, I don't know how to pronounce the fucking name. It's seven apostrophe S Scarlet. So is it Sevens Scarlet? Is it Seven Scarlet? I have no idea.
Yeah.
That and the artist doesn't know how to draw the arms of naked guys.
Mm, that'd be
Arms
important.
don't look that like that in real life, okay? They don't connect that far up on the shoulder.
I I don't know what you're talking about, but I can only imagine based
I'll
off.
send you a picture. I'll send you a picture. So yeah, go ahead and talk about Animal Crossing.
So we started August, which obviously means some new bugs on fish, big deal. But we also have the fireworks festival going on, which is basically every Sunday, Red will have a little booth and you can talk to him and you can reach into this like raffle thing and get a ticket, and the ticket will equal certain prizes. It costs 500 bells. So yeah, I just kind of spammed that on Sunday night and got a whole firework things, which are super fun to play with. I really liked playing with the sparklers. The bubbles are also fun. Villagers will give you stuff. Isabel will be in the square, and when you talk to her, she'll give you like a little antenna thing to wear on your head that lights up, and you can also talk to her to put custom designs in the sky as fireworks, which I did. So basically, the entire sky was full of slinky fireworks. So that was fun, and that's going every Sunday evening for August only. Um, Time traveling still works with it, so you can go forward and back as many times to do that, which is cool. What else? Custom designs are easier to search for in the kiosk at the Able Sisters tailor shop. It's like really subtle, but it's a thing, I guess. And Luna is coming to the game, which I don't really remember much about Luna, but I know it's like you get to visit. You get to visit each other's dream islands through sleeping on the special beds.
I hate it. You
Really?
know
See,
why?
I haven't done anything with it, so I don't really
You
remember.
you have to have the dream code to go see somebody's island.
In this
You
one also?
Yes, there's no random to go see somebody's random island. You have to have the stupid code.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
just want to sleep
that's fun.
and go visit a random person's island. That's what I want to do.
Yeah. Hmm. That's kind of a bummer. I wonder if they'll change that then in the future. What's another thing? We can now back up and restore islands. So if data corruption happens or your system is lost or damaged or whatever, because right now the game is just linked to that specific switch. So now you at least have that, so you don't have to worry about it, which I know some people are like really excited for. I don't personally care that much, but you know.
It's nice for people that travel a lot with their Switch just in case they lose it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, those are kind of the main updates. There are lots of websites where you can get codes to go to different Dream Islands. I'm just kind of skimming over some right now. There's some really cool ones that people have done. There's like a cannibal island. Somebody did. Yeah, there's like a Silent Hill looking one. There's an Underworld looking one. There's one of Studio Ghibli's Spirited Away.
So you need to send me that list so I can go see those.
Yeah. I'll put the list. Also, link it in the description for anybody who wants to go check them out because they look really cool based off the pictures. Yeah, those are basically the big updates for Animal Crossing right now, and it seems like there's more that's going to come. But right now, that's what we got, and yeah, pretty excited. I like doing the fireworks, so something to look forward to in the week. Get some KK slider, get some fireworks. Makes for a good weekend. What other game did you play?
The other game that I've been playing, I'm not done with it yet, is Love Spell. That is the game that I backed on Kickstarter, so you can actually see Chelsea Havoc in the ending credits.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So it's Love Spell. written in the stars. So it follows this girl that you play as. All of her clothes are pink. Even her underwear is pink. She's pink, 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 pink.
What's wrong with pink?
There's too much pink in this game.
No such thing as too much pink.
Anyways, it follows this girl, and she ends up getting this journal, and whoever name you write in that journal,
they have a heart attack and die.
No,
wrong thing.
We've been joking that it's called the love note because they fall in love with you until the next full moon. And so she gets this book. She's drunk when she writes the name in it. And as of this second, there's 4 names that you can write in the book. They're talking about adding more DLC. So fingers crossed. She'll write that name in. She'll wake up and things would have happened, and suddenly this person is more interested in her than they were before, and she doesn't realize it because she was blackout drunk when she did it. And the mascot is this adorable pink penguin that wears a witch hat.
Aww.
And she loves cheese.
Interesting.
So she'll be stealing cheese from your cupboards or wherever you are's cupboards and eating that the entire game. And it's absolutely hilarious. I love this game so much. I'm afraid to finish it. I have one more route to go that I know of.
And is it like an Otome game, or is it a...
Yeah, it's Otome. It's available on Steam. I love this game. There's one route that I was not really thrilled with. It was really boring. Marcelo's route was really boring to me. But Enix's route, which was the first one I went for, was really good. The teacher, Florian, I think that's his name, his route got better. It also threw me for a loop. But the first route I played, Enix's route, put me on a emotional roller coaster because I didn't know how many chapters the game was going for. So I kept thinking that I either got the good end or I got the bad end, and it just was a roller coaster.
It sounds fun.
It's fun. I recommend playing it with somebody else because then it makes it more fun. I've been playing it with my Nindroid group, and only one person has been with me the entire time that we've been playing it. Another person has been with us most of the time, and they're like, yeah, I wouldn't play this game by myself, but with you guys, it's absolutely fun.
What do you mean play with people?
I mean, like, either stream it to where you can chat with other people, play in the same room with somebody else.
I wasn't sure if you meant, like, it was a 2-player thing.
No, it's a single-player game, but it's a lot more fun when you have other people there to make comments with.
Right.
Also, some of the... I should contact the developers, but there's some really funny either typos or mistakes, because at one point, the M's in one of the routes, I'm not going to ruin it, is called Sloppy Seconds. And it's supposed to be the rival character that calls you that, but it says that the love interest is calling you that.
Yeah, probably not.
That's not what's supposed to be happening.
Yeah, I would probably, like, email them or something just to be like, hey, just so you know.
I noticed all these issues. Yeah, that's happened a few times in multiple routes. Not the same exact thing, but kind of similar instances. So, there's definitely some bugs that need to be worked out.
Well, you said it just came out?
Yeah, it just recently came out.
Yeah. I'm sure that they'll do, like, a patch or something.
A week or so? Maybe almost 2 weeks it's been out.
I totally lost my train of thought.
Was it about bugs or Otome games?
We were talking about Death Note, which made me think of anime, which reminded me that the 1-year anniversary of the KyoAni fire happened a couple weeks back, which is why I rewatched Silent Voice the other day, and I kind of watched a few Haruhi episodes, just, because.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Violet Evergarden movie is going to be coming out soon, which I'm kind of excited about.
Oh, we need to watch that together.
I still haven't watched the second season.
It's the second season is out?
I thought it was. I just saw it on Netflix.
I thought it wasn't coming out until next year.
Light novel.
Because I know there's a special.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, there's a special that's out.
Yeah, I haven't watched the special.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't watched it either. Yeah, it's supposed to be coming out, the movie. It's supposed to come out September 18th. So, pretty soon. Pretty soon.
It's exciting.
Yeah, I'd have to rewatch the series. It's been a hot second, so I can't remember much about it.
I can't rewatch the series, the first series right now. I can't. I cried so much.
I don't think I cried, but I know I got emotional a few times. It's a good little. I don't really watch the newer stuff, so
Man, there's some newer stuff that I really wish you were watching.
I know. I mostly watched it because I was house sitting, and my cousin was just like, "Hey, watch this," and I'm like, "I really don't want to," but like, I was on the couch doing nothing, so she just turned it on in the background. So I didn't have much choice, but I ended up getting into it because I mean, it's Kyoani. Their animation is gorgeous. How can you not just watch it?
I want you to do me a favor.
Yeah.
From now on, when I recommend an anime to you, you need to watch at least the first episode. If you don't like the first episode, that's fine. If the first episode interests you, watch the rest of the series.
I can't make any promises, but I can try.
I'm just asking for 25 minutes of your time, Corey. 25 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I do with anime. I'll watch the first episode, and if the first episode grabs my attention, I'll keep watching. If it doesn't and I get bored, I won't watch the rest of that anime ever again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what we were talking about before, was like, you have to get grabbed in the first episode. Even like the first 2 episodes, I guess.
Yeah, like freaking Murder Princess, when that was back on Netflix forever ago.
Murder Princess?
Murder Princess is 6 episodes long. I own it on DVD. But back when Sullivan was staying with Clint and I, way back when I still lived down south, we decided to watch the first episode of all the anime that was on Netflix, and that was a lot of anime back then.
It's a lot of anime now.
Yeah. So we were watching it, and I was working on cosplay as we were doing that because it was getting close to KamoriCon.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got to Murder Princess, and I stopped everything that I was doing so we could watch the entirety of that anime. Like, that's how good it was.
I've been really wanting to rewatch Panty and Stalking.
Yes.
I don't... Oh, because I was looking at Beat Saber songs, and somebody uploaded, like, who were they? The other sisters. The ones who follow the rules.
Nisox and... I don't remember the other one. I know one of them is Nisox.
Yeah. But I was like, oh man, that's an anime.
Scanty?
Yeah, I think you're right. Scanty and Nisox.
Yeah, because they were a play on Panty and Stalking.
I remember I wanted the second season so bad because of how it ended.
I still want a second season.
Right? Oh, it's Fastener. Yeah. Scanty, Nisox, Fastener, Corset. Yeah. Yeah, I really want to watch that again. It's been a hot second, and my Facebook feed has been a lot of pictures of me in my panty costume lately because it's been a couple of years.
I still wish you would have gotten that voice actor to sign your underwear.
Yeah.
I still wish that.
Do you know Disco Warp at all?
No.
Oh. Well, there was, he did a lot of stuff. He was basically KamoriCon's, like, DJ for, like, ever, but he does a lot of the like rave EDM anime kind of music stuff, and like Fifi was obsessed with him and stuff, and he would go to KomoriCon and everything, and she was telling him about how we were doing Panty and Stocking for KomoriCon, and he was like a huge fan of the show. And so he was like, well, you have to come by the booth at some point while you're wearing the costumes so I can see them. And so we were wearing the costumes, and we went to his booth in Artist Alley to show him the costumes, and he thought it was so good. And so Fifi talked me into stripping off my panties at his booth.
Oh no.
And that was a little awkward, but it was funny. It was like, because I was wearing like underwear and shorts under my dress, but then I also had like my panty thong over those so I could take them off. But I wasn't expecting to do it in front of a bunch of people in Artist Alley. But yeah, he was very excited about it.
That's great.
I thought it was so funny, and I was just like, yeah, funny. I kind of want to rewatch it also just to be like, how many jokes did I not get at the time?
See, did I ever tell you when I first watched that anime?
No.
Oh my god. Okay. Remember how I worked with my mom?
No.
So I worked with my mom. She was my boss, and it was my lunchtime, and I was looking at anime, like what could I watch for like one episode of for my lunch on the break room computer.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, a lot of people have been talking about Panty and Stocking. I might as well try that out. I put it on, realized what it was I was watching, and had to turn it off.
Uh-huh.
I was like, well, can't watch that in a work setting.
Yeah, it's definitely not suitable for work.
Definitely not.
I'm trying to even remember what the first episode is. I know there's a lot of fucking.
Uh-huh. Yeah, there is.
Well, I guess we should start wrapping it up here.
With a little bow, give it a little kiss, send it off in the mail, because God knows we can't go visit anybody and give them a present in person.
Not easily, no. Yeah, so next week, are we reading more of Project Cain? Is that what we're doing?
I want to say yes, but it's not holding my attention.
Yeah, I'm like, I read the first 5 chapters, and then I kind of skimmed through and just kind of read my favorite parts. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want to keep reading the whole thing, even though I have so much time, I might as well.
Why don't you... Because I have a few books that I need to read.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you pick one of the books that you either want to read or have to read the first few chapters, and then we'll both talk about our separate books.
Then that's what we'll do next week.
Cool. Thank you all so much for listening to us ramble about all the random stuff that we've been doing. Yeah. If you want us to read something, watch something,
talk about something,
play something, let us know. If you want to tell us everything that we've done wrong, do that too, I guess. It's your life.
Tell Chelsea to watch a third movie of a series.
Yeah, what third movie should I go watch that I haven't watched?
Toy Story 3 is where you should start, I'm telling you.
I refuse.
All right. Well, yeah, talk to you guys next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.